I saw your pictures of your dogs. That's a nice picture. That's a nice picture.
Yeah, it was finally cool enough to walk them this morning.
Oh, good, good, good.
It's been outrageously hot this month.
How hot?
Too hot to walk the dogs.
Really? Like
yeah, well,
three digits? 3 digits?
No, well, the humidity's different here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, like when you walk outside the house, it literally feels like it's not an exaggeration. It feels like you're walking into a sauna.
Okay, yeah.
You feel the moisture just hit you and everything just, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. That's horrible.
Yeah, so if it's 75 around 6 or 7 in the morning, then I'll take them out because that's still okay. But if I take them for a 45-minute walk, by the time I get back at almost 8 o'clock, it's already, close to 80.
Oh, Jesus.
Humidity level just gets bad. But this whole month it's been like 80 degrees when I wake up, or 85 degrees at 6 in the morning, and that's just too hot. And it's too hot for me, and it's too hot. By the time I'm back, the dogs are panting anyway.
No, poor guy.
And I only do about 2 miles, and I bring water with me, but most of the time they don't really want to drink on the walk. But as soon as I get back, they go right for the water.
Oh, I bet.
So, yeah. It was nice to get out. Tomorrow morning's supposed to be a 75 too, so I might take them out for another walk tomorrow morning too.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's been like 3 digits over here 2 weeks in a row. Right now it's double digits, and it goes back into triple digits this weekend.
Yeah. Sacramento, I remember, my house had a lot of shade, a lot of trees over it.
Mm-hmm.
So even an 85-degree day in Sacramento was still a nice day.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you had a little bit of a breeze, wasn't bad at all. And in the house, I wouldn't have to really even turn the air on up until it got to be about close to 90. Because overnight it would drop down to like 70, or even less, and then you get the cold air going through the house. So I try to tell people that from far, like, what do you mean you don't have your air on and it's 85 degrees? It's like, because it's not 85 in my house. In my house, it's only like 70. Because I've got tree shade and the windows are open and there's a breeze. But here, it doesn't matter whether you're in the shade or in the direct sunlight. It's hot.
Hey, I didn't realize you had a podcast before. I was watching a couple episodes.
Cities of Blood?
Yeah, Cities of Blood. What happened to that?
I kind of lost the stamina for murder. Because it was about murder. The whole thing was you had the different, normally a different author on every week. And so I had to, familiarize myself with that case. And so every week I had to make myself at least knowledgeable about a different type of horrific crime. And, I think we didn't do it for quite a year. And to be honest with you, it was just like overload. I was starting to look at the world differently. And I'm not really like a happy-go-lucky guy anyway. So when you're reading nothing but the most horrible crimes every week, and every week it's a new one, and you're having to become more familiar with it, it was too dark.
Oh, man. It sounds like a method actor. They get so much into their character that when they finally get out of it, they're depressed and everything else.
It was just like that, and so much so that it like girls that I was dating, people that I would know, they would tell me something, and my mind would automatically go to like the worst case scenario. They're like, do you know how many people get murdered a year doing that? Do you imagine?
Oh my God.
That's all. The only thing that was on my mind was how many people die on the highways every year, how many active serial killers there are, how many people are killed by their own parents, how many kids kill their parents a year, how many,
On and on.
Yeah, on and on and on. And it was just too dark. That's why if I wanted to do a podcast, I wanted to do something with a little more diversity to it. That way it didn't have to be the same thing.
Oh, yeah. And there's so many podcasts, they stay on one lane, and you may watch a couple episodes, and then the next episode you're just bored with it because it's almost like the same thing all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's why Joe Rogan's podcast was so successful. One, it's because it was one of the first, and then two, is he has a different person on every week that has nothing to do with the last person that was on.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so every week it's like, oh, who's this guy? Who's this woman? You know, what are they talking about? It's always something new.
And he's always coming up with something bizarre. You know, he'll say, "Did you hear that this mountain, there could be Shambhala inside the mountain?" You know, you're just like, "What? Where did you hear this, Joe?" You know, and then Joe starts explaining it. Yeah.
I'm very similar to I think watching a lot of the same shit he must be watching because everything he brings up, I've already watched a documentary about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I'm a documentary freak. That's why I ended up making documentaries. I've watched thousands, thousands upon thousands. You know that website that you like to put the archive.org on?
Yeah. Internet Archive.
The only reason I know of that website is because that website is a great source for extremely obscure documentaries. There are documentaries on there that you can find no place else on the internet. They don't exist. I found one, this went back 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years. I found one about modern life in the modern family, right? But it was shot in like 1973.
Whoa.
Right? And it's this affluent white family, and it shows their beautiful house, and it shows the mom and the dad. And the mom is like, well, she doesn't have to work. The dad makes plenty of money for everything. And so she's bored as shit. She goes and plays tennis, then she talks to the girls at the club, and then she does these other things. And she started getting in touch with her feelings, which I guess, she must have been on the cutting edge back in the early 70s. And they show her in her own pool in this other woman's arms, crying and acting like a baby and getting in touch with her inner child. And it's awesome. It's so...
Oh my God.
That's what I mean. I really dig the obscure shit. I watched a documentary that was sponsored by the I think like the Shell Oil Company in the early 1940s, and it was about a little kid in the bayou of Louisiana making a pirogue, which is a little skiff type boat carved out of a single piece of tree trunk that they used to use to paddle themselves through the bayou. I mean, it was an hour-long documentary, and it was just about a kid carving a boat. I watched another one about somebody making a boat called a Sea Bright skiff in the 1960s, and it was a guy making a boat by hand. And so that's what I mean. It's like I've watched documentaries about the most ridiculous shit that other people will probably find boring as hell. But for some reason, I get sucked into them. It really is like peeking in, especially the old ones. They're great because they're so unaffected. It's like the purest form of documentary was back then before they started dazzling them up with music or cutting scenes and all this other stuff. It's just somebody doing something. I watched one from the 50s about a guy who lived in Alaska by himself for like 30, 40 years, and it's him building a log cabin by himself. And it's fascinating because he builds this beautiful log cabin with a hatchet.
Oh, wow.
I've never felt like less of a man when I watched that. This is a guy, in the 50s, and he's in there and with a fucking hatchet. He makes a gorgeous log cabin. Like, Jesus Christ, I have a problem fixing my kitchen sink, and this guy makes a fucking palace out in the woods with a hatchet.
Oh my God.
This wood in certain ways so that it lines up together, and he's making himself shims like in one shot, and then he stops because he's got to sharpen that hatchet, and rocking and rolling with a hatchet. I'm like, holy shit, that's a man. That's a man. That's a man.
Oh my God. And the Internet Archive, that is so fascinating because there's so much old stuff on there. And I love looking at the old comic books. Yeah, people scan them place them on the Internet Archive. I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
The old cartoons. There's old cartoons that are on there.
Yeah.
That's where I first found Private Snafu, which was a cartoon sponsored by the military to teach GIs about keeping their mouths shut.
Oh yeah.
And all that stuff. All that stuff is out there on the Internet Archive, and I used some of it for the two documentaries I did, because that's a great site for stuff that is public domain, and it tells you each thing that you're looking at, whether it's public domain and what level of public domain is, and what your limitations for usage are. So really cool, and if it is usable, you can just click the link and download it right there. So.
Yeah, and I utilize it all the time because anything I feel that is important, I'll archive it at the Internet Archive Wayback Machine. Yeah.
Oh, I remember Wayback Machine. Somebody showed me that in the around the year 2000, 2001. My friend Tex, a real crazy cat, but he's the one who first showed me Wayback Machine, and I thought, what a brilliant idea. And I guess the guy who started, or the person who started that Wayback Machine, saw that technology and the internet was changing at such a fast pace that there was no history of it. Nobody was keeping a history of it, and that was the whole idea, that you could go to Wayback Machine, type in a website from a year, and see what that website looked like back then.
Yeah. Like my old websites, they all exist at the Internet Archive.
Nice.
Hey, Zandine, all right. Hey, let me see where Kelly is. Let me see if she's online. I'll be right back.
Yeah, got about 2 minutes till showtime.
Okay, Kelly, so where are you? And she was active 5 hours ago. Oh, don't tell me she's gonna flake out. Oh my God.
5 hours. Is she on what time zone is she in?
California.
I remember this. Yeah, that's terrible about Angel, but
Oh
is there a
yeah.
particular reason why is he denying treatment? Why is he not going forward with any type of treatment?
1 second, folks.
Lay down.
You want me to lay down? What?
One of my dogs is looking at me like he wants to go out, but I just let them out, so.
Well, I'll tell you what, if she flakes out on this, she will never be invited again. Ever.
How do you know her?
She went to the Mount Shasta Bigfoot UFO investigation. And she has all kinds of freaking stories, paranormal things that have happened to her. And I said, okay, she'll probably be a good guess. And plus, she has she can talk. But if she's...
Yeah, saw her tattoo. She's all sleeved up.
Yep.
I had some tattoo artist friends that offered to do that to me.
Oh, okay, she's messaging me. She goes, I need an invite. I just sent you the thing. What the hell are you talking about?
Technical difficulties.
Yep. Click on the link.
there's Andean, and I was telling him about you, and about the episode of the WKRP that you were on.
Oh, okay.
The way you were dressed and the haircut and everything. And so we were reminiscing about the way we used to dress with the hammer pants and the we had
some of the hamburger?
we had Z Cavaricis, we had the hammer pants, we had the remember skids were big, and then champion sweatshirts for a while. We had nothing but champion sweatshirts. My brother dressed. He was more fly than I was. but
your brother's more fly, man. How many years apart between you guys?
He's a year and a half younger than me. So, but he was, it was funny because he looked like Vanilla Ice. I mean, he totally dressed like him the whole bit. And I remember he went from New Jersey down to a Georgia school because he went down to live with my mother briefly. And he showed up at the first day of class dressed like that in a Georgia school. And they thought he was from another planet. Them redneck boys didn't like that at all.
Yeah, but you one of them hammer dudes?
Well, that's
crazy. Well,
if you couldn't dance, then you couldn't get a girlfriend. So you had to kind of be with it. And,
now she's
that's all we listen to. We love we love Digital Underground. The Humpty I blew out my speakers in my Camaro to the Humpty Dance. You know,
I'm stressing out.
That bass group.
Why?
Because I can't. My Skype. It's been sitting here set up, but I have no.
I was telling my girl about
no
you, man.
invitations to join the
I
call.
just sent you the link.
You know, like.
I didn't see it. It didn't come up.
Oh my God! Let me see.
Let me look. I'm sorry. I'm never late for anything, and this is stressing me out.
That's Angel.
I sent you. I'm gonna send you the link again.
Well, I can't.
All right, I'll call you back because I have another
I don't want
problem.
to chase them all, so I'm not gonna start slinging mud at them. But at the
No,
same time,
it was good for the show, you know.
Thank you.
So, my brother's a year and a half older than me, and we're kind of like you and him. I was always kind of like fast. He had it in him, but I just had to wake him up. And once I did, you know.
Yeah, that's like my brother Salvatore. He was always he just dressed. You know, I have to admit, he helped me with that. He could always dress, and he could dance.
I like that name.
Yeah, he could dance his ass off, and I did my best, but I'm not like him. I mean, he'd get out there and have all the girls around him. Or we almost got jumped in a club once because he walked in there and they were just all over him, and every other guy in the place was pissed off about it. We had to run for the car.
I know how that is. Some haters, huh?
Oh yeah, big time. Not
man.
that.
Hey, if I see a guy that's take care of himself like that, I told we were talking to the guys and I said, hey, what you're saluting is their ability to get women. You're not mad at that. You're like, hey, that guy has some good tactics and techniques. Maybe I can learn something.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Hey, she's saying, she goes, I'm sending her the link to Skype, and she goes, there is no link. What is she talking about?
She has to download it probably as well, and she doesn't know that if she hits join the conversation, that's the link. It doesn't look like a link, but if you say join the conversation, she has to click that, and it'll she probably has to download it maybe.
No, just forget, she goes, I'm all stressed, and I got Angel right here, and Angel's gonna join us.
Copy the clipboard. Hold on a second. I'm gonna put it in the chat here.
Okay.
You gonna call it? You gonna call it?
Let's join conversation. You see that thing I just sent? Can you pass that on to her?
You just sent me something, Phil?
Look in the chat. In the chat here, in the Skype chat. There's three dots.
Okay.
Look. There's three dots in the top right corner of the thing that I just posted. It says
Okay, it's on the right-hand corner, you said?
Top right corner, there's
Top.
3 dots. You see them?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Click on those 3 dots, then a little menu comes up, and then click on copy link.
The menu. Okay, I clicked on the 3 dots.
Yeah.
And then what?
Then a little menu should pop up, say edit, copy link, reply, forward, remove. You see it?
No, nope.
Are you left clicking on the 3 dots?
Let me do that. Okay, yep. Okay, it says new tab, new window, new in private window, Zoom.
No. The thing that I just put in the chat says join conversation. See that? The big blue box has an S in the middle of it.
Okay.
Join conversation.
Yeah, he put a nice little link in there.
God dang it, where is it?
It's in the chat. Let me put it in the Facebook chat.
Yeah, put in Facebook. I'm just not seeing it. Oh, shit.
Alright,
Okay.
it's in the Facebook chat.
Okay.
Just copy that link and send it to her.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's what I've been sending her. Oh, well, I'll send it again. Oh, Jesus. Come on. At least we don't have a...
Dean, I don't even normally wear this hat. I don't even wear these glasses normally. I got a whole other set of glasses. This is the gimmick for the podcast. That's it. I don't walk around with a cowboy hat on.
Hey man, I mean, you're so cool. Even
God damn it. Come on. Okay, and Angel.
it goes back to the woman. I mean, like, if you think a lot of today's trends, to seem not like out of touch. You got some weird trends going on, but like you said, you can never go wrong dressing nice.
Exactly. Put a little bit of effort into it, goes a long way.
I totally agree with that.
My grandfather, I think, drilled that into me too. He was always polished his shoes, always brushed his hair, would never go out of the house looking, like a schlep. He was just,
Yeah, that's it, man. As a matter of fact, my dad, he's the same way. Like the guys that he was friends with in high school, I have some friends now, and like their fathers were friends with my father, so they're like, when they talk about each other, the first thing that they mention is back in high school how, yeah, so-and-so he dressed nice. He had the girls, he had a nice car. They're like the guys that weren't knuckleheads because they didn't want to scare the ladies away.
Exactly. Yeah, hell yeah, you can't be dragging that around.
No tennis shoe pimps. But no, I mean,
Hey,
Hey, there's Angel. All right. We almost got a show here.
what's up? Hear me okay?
Yeah. Hey, Angel, you just, okay, if she comes on, you're part of the team. They ask her questions, and if she doesn't come on, you're the show. And we can finish up what we were talking about before.
We are recording now.
All right.
Well, thank you, Angel, for joining the show again. It was great talking to you last week. Yeah, it's rolling right now. Yeah, we tested this out after we started to see it.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
So man, I mean, hey.
1 second, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
What you think about, you see that speech Kamala gave today? What you think about? She kind of called Donald Trump out on the debate, man. She said, listen, you got something to say it to my face. And I thought to myself, you know, those people play those type of talky like games, and I don't know if he can talk that talk with her, man. She's got a smart, you know, like she's got a sharp wit. That's going to be interesting to see those two go at it.
I'm looking forward to a real debate between the two. Just to see.
You don't want it.
Well, I want to see it. I want to see it because I've heard her speak before, and it comes off well. Sometimes it's in a roundabout way. She does the politician thing where she's using words, but she's not really saying anything. You know what I mean? I want to see, especially now that she's got some a real cause. I think the vice president, you know, is kind of almost like a lost, you know, partner. You know, you don't really, nobody remembers what a vice president says. Half people don't remember who a vice president was unless they get their chance to be president.